When given a probability distribution and you want to find the mean and the standard deviation, you can use these two formulas. First, mu equals the sum of x times p, which is our mean for our probability distribution. And second is sigma equals the square root of the sum of x squared times p of x, and then subtract the mean squared. This is our standard deviation for a probability distribution. There's other formulas for the standard deviation, but I'm not going to go over them, mostly because I'm just going to show you how to set it up, and we're going to use a calculator to do the work. But I'm going to show you the setup for each formula, just so you can see how it works if you're so inclined to use it. So here we have a probability distribution with green p pods. So from 0 to 5 in the first column, and our p of x from 0.001 to 0.237. Now remember, in a probability distribution chart, your p of x's have to add up to 1. In this case, these do, but you got to make sure that they do, otherwise it's not a probability distribution. So let's see how the setup would work. To find the mean, which is the first thing we're going to do, is you need to take your x value and you're going to multiply it by your p of x value, and then you're going to add it to the next x value times its p of x value all the way down. So that means 0 is going to be multiplied by 0.001, and we're going to add that to 1 times 0.014, and we're going to add that to 2 times 0.088, and so on, and so on, and so on, until we get it all, and that'll be our mean. So let's see it in action. So we're going to do our mean equals 0 times 0.001 plus 1 times 0.014 plus 2 times 0.088 plus 3, put those in parentheses, make sure they're all the same, times 0.264 plus 4 times 0.396, and I'm going to run out of room, so I'll put the last part down here, plus 5 times 0.237. And now you're going to multiply and add all of these together. And when you do that, we're going to end up getting a mean of 3.751. So that's the setup to find the mean, which is not too difficult, but it can be a little bit cumbersome to do all of that. But again, like I said, I'm going to show you how to do it in a calculator. So let's see how it goes in there. So in our calculator, what we're going to do is we're going to take our first column here and put it into L1, and take our second column here and put it into L2. So we're going to go to Stat and One Edit for our list. And we're going to have our list here. And as you can see, I've already plugged everything in ahead of time. But again, first column in L1, second column in L2. Once everything's in there, and make sure it's typed in correctly, you're going to go back to Stat, you go over to Calc, and we're going to do one var stats. So for a TI-83 like this one, what you're going to do is you're going to say second and 1 for L1, then comma, second and 2 for L2. If you have a TI-84 or something a little bit newer, you're going to be prompted for list and frequency list, and it's going to be L1 for list and L2 for frequency list. Once you got everything put in, we're just going to hit enter, and it's going to think about it, and it will give us our mean, which is up here. They don't have it labeled as mu, they have it labeled as x bar. So x bar is equal to 3.571, which is what our mean is here, 3.571. So we know that it is correct. Now we can go down here and see that sigma is given to us as well, 0.9659. So we know that sigma is going to be that. So sigma is going to be 0.9659. Now, that's all well and good, but what if you want to do it the long way? You want to actually set it up? Well, the setup is a little bit long, but I'll start it off for you. I won't do the whole thing. But what you would do is you're going to take your sigma and it's going to be equal to your x squared, so it's going to be 0 squared times your p of x, 0.001, minus your mean, 3.751 squared. So there's your mean up there. And then you're going to add that to x again, so 1 squared times 0.014 minus 3.751 squared, then plus 2 squared, and so on and so on. And don't forget, the whole thing needs to be square rooted. So you're going to have to do the entire thing to get the standard deviation. So you're more than welcome to do that. But like I said, that can be a little bit cumbersome, so I'd recommend against it. But if you are so inclined to do that, you are more than welcome to. Zoom out so you can see the table and all the work that goes with it. But that's what you would do if you want to find the standard deviation longhand. And if you don't, just plug it into your calculator like what we just did, and you'll be able to get it much, much quicker.